to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB FutureTV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
I'm speaking to my Unity Party brothers and sisters. You all need to stop what you're doing. There are people that came with the Unity Party. The president realized that they mean well. But somehow, some of you people in the Unity Party believes that every government job belongs to you. I'm telling you now. That somehow this person should not be over there because it's too strategic. Yeah, this is what you people are doing. That person is supposed to be there. If you're not undermining them, you are sending people to them. They are insulting them. They are tarnishing their reputation. They are undermining them. When 2029 comes, you want to make friends. I've been disrespected, cussed out for 2 years, insulted, lied upon, over and over, sabotage. I ain't ready to talk yet. I told you I ain't get no allotment since no third quarter, no fourth quarter to the procurement process. Another idiot they call Garrison Reed wrote something stupid because he doesn't understand. No wonder why Garrison Reed is stupid. He thinks I should go lobby with the budgetary committee. Over 400 million was added to the budget for 2026. From 800 million to 1.2 billion. That constitutes over 400 million added to the budget. Not a dime was given to LBS. The $45 million that was being pushed around again, we were told to wait. And at the end of the day, what happened? $0. Some individuals within the Unity Party will have to calm down a little. You did not win this election on your own. And the government may be a Unity Party government, but you need other people to work with you and to help you. And everybody that is not a UP person that has an institution is disrespected by your partisans, most of them. Insulted on a daily basis. If you continue on this note, you will have problems in the future. It's politics. People came to help you. People are working with you. Respect them.
As per our rule in the Constitution, Article 38, that gave us the right to form our rules. There is something there for expelling or suspending lawmaker on cause. If that process is followed, I can vote again on about Koluba. But under these particular circumstances, whatever you see parading on Facebook, I'm going to town on Sunday evening after here. And by Monday, I'm going to be on the ground at the Capitol building. I'm going to follow up. If that is true, that listing was posted, I want to know who signed that. And that is something I'm going to follow up. So I'm saying to you that whatever you see on Facebook, I'm not seeing it, I'm here, so I don't know what is that. So I will say that is not me on the basis of that.
But have you signed any document relative to
Honorable Koluba? No.
I always say forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here, we live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is...
What troubles me is to hear a sitting vice president, Joseph Baka, and his men trying to tear our country apart. We are a post-conflict nation. Our peace is fragile. What we need to do is to reconcile and bring our people together. Not to separate us, not to divide us, not to destroy this country anymore. Joe used to be my friend. He too might have been a friend of Brumsky when I came home. Since he decided to run for the presidency, I don't think Joe and I have agreed on much. But there's one thing I agree with him about. No Congo man should be president of Liberia again. But there's another side of that story, Joe. No countryman should be president of Liberia either. What Liberia needs today is a true Liberian who is most qualified to lead our country.
To time conversation where the truth speaks and the people listen. From Cape Mountain to Maryland, from Nimba to Montserrat, the future calling Liberia. When the voices of the people start to rise, you can see the truth within their eyes. Too many years of struggle and pain, still the people dancing in the rain. But hope is growing in the land tonight, a new vision coming into sight. A servant leader walking with the crowd, speaking truth, humble but proud. This is prime time conversation, talking about the nation's transformation. From the villages to the city life, Liberia searching for what is right. Education for every girl and boy, healthcare bringing hope and joy. A stronger future we can see for every Liberian family. Hear the farmers calling from the field, waiting for the harvest that the land can yield. Technology knocking at the nation's door, young minds ready to explore. Electric power shining through the night, security standing for what is right. The economy rising for everyone, a new chapter has begun. This is prime time conversation, voices of the rising generation. Agriculture feeding every home, no more hunger, no more roam. From Cape Mountain down to Maryland shore, the people say we must do more. From Nimba Hills to Montserrat streets, the future and the people meet. Now the people talking in the marketplace about a man who walks with steady pace, a leader with a vision for the land, reaching out with a helping hand. From humanitarian work to leadership call, standing strong when the people fall, talking about dignity, justice and trust, serving the nation because he must. Not for power, not for fame, but to lift Liberia's name. A vision rising clear and bright, leading the nation toward the light. Oh, Liberia, hear the cry. Let the children reach the sky. When the people stand as one, the victory has begun. The conversation starts tonight, speaking truth and shining light. Together we can build again for the daughters and the sons. This is prime time conversation, voices of a hopeful nation. Education, health and peace, let the nation struggle cease. With strong leadership
and local news.
That Liberians is gaining.
But how is making
How does he arrive at that?
But how is making that statement illegal? How is that basis for expelling him? He's wrong. He shouldn't have made a statement. He's wrong. But is that a reason to expel him? How is that treason?
It's in violation of his oath of office.
Is it?
Yeah.
What does the oath say?
The oath says you gotta be for Liberia, protect Liberia, respect the Constitution and the territorial integrity of Liberia. And he just blew it off.
Just to be clear, I disagree 500%, 1,000% with his statement and assertion. But
why you disagree with that?
I don't see
why you disagree with that.
Because
there's not something that bothers you.
No, because the land I'm forgetting.
How did he arrive at that? But how did he arrive at that?
I don't know. That's not the point. The land is not forgetting, so I disagree with the statement completely. I would not have said it. I don't. But it's not the point how you arrive at that. Didn't arrive at that. How does that constitute treason? How is that breaking the law?
Betrayal by making a betrayal of the state.
Oh, come on.
You become an enemy of the state, especially someone in that area of.
That's complete nonsense, right? He shouldn't have made a statement. He was wrong for saying it, but that's not a basis for him to lose the seat. So that part is where maybe you and I disagree on that part. False statement, shouldn't have made it. You can call it irresponsible, whatever. Not a basis for impeaching. Jacket.
So let me take you back to the reason why Jacket was expelled. The issue of Liberian and Kenya. Like I said, what are you hearing? What is the state of it now?
The sad thing is we're hearing nothing official, and the government should be telling us what's going on. So as you know, we did a post on this subject. There were 3 things we said should be happening in no particular order. One, we said there should be an investigation of what caused, what precipitated, what caused this thing to happen. We need to understand, and the government needs to make a public investigate impartially, get the fact what caused it. It didn't just happen. The Guineans didn't just get up and decide to come across the river. Let's understand that, because when you understand that, then you can find solutions, right? If we did something wrong, we understand that. We can say the Guineans they're our brothers, our cousins, right? We can say, my man, look, we did this. It was wrong. We're not doing it again. Let's just go back to status quo, right? Let me finish that. Let me finish. That's one. So investigate. Let's understand what caused it, right? Then the diplomacy can take over. The second thing we said is those people that were displaced, the government needs to look after them. It's nothing they did. They got displaced. They should be looked after. And then third, the diplomatic route, right, to try to resolve it with the goal of returning to status quo. Returning to where we were before. But part of that process is to understand what caused it, so it doesn't happen again.
So you think what caused it?
I don't know what caused it. The government needs to investigate their allegations, their assertions for what caused it. It would be irresponsible for me to repeat those things, right? So let the government investigate, right? There were assertions around illegal mining in the river, etc. There were people accused of doing that. I don't know whether that's true or not. The government should investigate. Make public what happened. Make sure it doesn't happen again. Go have a discussion with our Guinean brothers. Again, on both sides of the border. Same tribes, same family members. We're all the same people in the sub-region. These borders are somewhat artificial.
Don't you add,
the president respond, right? That's the question, right? So, and again, I don't know what Joe's response was, President Botta.
So I've received the Guineans on Liberian soil.
That's what is being asserted, that they own Liberian soil. But again, this is where, if that's not true,
if you were president, and something like this happened, how would you have addressed it? Because the one that is making a drug and thrown out of Liberia, he know the soldiers are on our land. He's asking our president, how is the border?
How we should have handled it is what I said earlier. We would have investigated to understand what happened, right? To get the facts. And based on those facts, would have gone to the diplomatic side, back to the Guineans, in the manner of ECOWAS, whoever, to say, look, this is what happened. We will make sure it doesn't happen again. I don't know what it was, right? And so with the goal that we return to status quo, where the border lines were before. And as I said, we will look after those people that were impacted, were displaced, right? And again, depending on what that investigation led to, if there were meant to be consequences for any infractions, we would have made sure the consequences followed the results of the
Why do you think that Honorable Union is not taking up the case? Why do you think ECOWAS is not taking the case? Why do you think AU is not taking the case? You don't know the United Nations. Why are we in the state of doing nothing about it?
Well, the question is, have we the agenda of ECOWAS? And again, the government should be telling what is being discussed. Are we trying to get at? Again, understanding what caused this, because again, it didn't just happen. Something caused it. If you understand that, that's the basis for all subsequent conversations.
You think if we're in the wrong that resulted to this political quagmire, we would have gone on bended knees, right? No, yeah, I'm sorry, it didn't happen again. If we're in the wrong.
Yeah, if we're in the wrong, yeah, we go and say, look, this is what happened. We're not letting it happen again. Let's go back to it.
So take your soldiers
status quo, yeah.
Take your soldiers right.
And maybe those conversations
is it embarrassing to you also, my Liberian, that Guineans are
absolutely.
It's not a state, it's an act of aggression and
absolutely. But again, we gotta understand, again, I don't think the Guineans just got up in the morning and said we went across the river to take Liberian land. I think something precipitated that. We need to understand what that is. See, now when we understand that, then we can figure out what the solution is. The solution may be to go back to the Guineans. It maybe goes to the Monetary Union, but unless we understand,
and none of these institutions are taking this very seriously.
Is unless we understand what caused.
Why are they not getting involved?
Time conversation where the truth speaks and the people listen. From Cape Town to Maryland, from Nimba to Montserrat, the future calling Liberia. When the voices of the people start to rise, you can see the truth within their eyes. Too many years of struggle and pain, still the people dancing in the rain. But hope is growing in the land tonight, a new vision coming into sight. A servant leader walking with the crowd, speaking truth, humble but proud. This is prime time conversation, talking about the nation's transformation. From the villages to the city life.
The president's ambition, whoever's ambition was, just follow the rules. Now we have a situation where we don't know, you raised the question, we don't know who is doing what. We don't know where the money is coming from. We get conflicting statements. We get statements from the information minister saying one thing, the Minister of Public was saying something else. I think the presidency, the office saying something else. The presidency didn't know about it. We just want to understand who's in charge. Where's the money coming from? Did they follow the process? Did the legislature improve it? These are simple questions, right? Because again, are these monies that is being used that should be paying teachers more, healthcare workers more, right? Civil servants more? It is money being used to invest in education, to invest in healthcare.
What are you smelling?
Right? So
what are you smelling?
I am saying, we are saying, the ANC is saying, LACC,
and other corruption are
tell us,
related.
they will tell us whether it has been or not. They need to investigate and tell us, yes, all the processes were followed. This is what the government went through the procurement process. They got these number of bids. You know, the legislature, you know, approved it. The money is coming from, you know, XYZ. That's the job. Let them tell us.
That's what you need.
That's what we need. Or they can come and say the rules were not followed.
As the LCC responded to you.
They have not responded to us yet. And we will give them, you know, another week or so, because again, I think disrespectful, and again, maybe it's part of why we keep doing this, and expect different results, right? But let's see. Then we'll take it to the next step, whether we go freedom of information. Next step, whether we go to court to compel them to act. But we'll wait and see, give them some time to come to react. But we just want to know who's doing what, how it happened. They said the state enterprises are funding it. Is that what they should be doing? Is that the process for how we, you know, construct, etc.? You know, there was criticism in the past of the we are government and building condominium in the houses. Are we doing the same in a different way? I don't know. These are questions, right? We can't keep doing the same and expect different results, right? This is why our country don't move forward, right? You know, we just have to be disciplined, follow the process. We shouldn't be any exceptions, right? The big shop business, down in Mountain to chop, we gotta change that mentality. It's gotta be about the people.
You think I gotta get yes or chop? You got no yes at all.
No, that's not the point. And I'm not saying the president chop or not. That's not the point I'm making.
But you should do the follow the rest.
You should follow the process.
Okay.
There's a reason why those processes were put in place. Not just abuse. This is follow the process. Maybe they did nothing wrong, but let them tell us. But it seems suspicious, right?
My time is running up. I got 2 more questions. Please, just give me a chance to look at. When Dylan was interviewing, when the NEC designate appeared before the Honorable Liberians, Dylan asked him a question regarding 2% threshold. I'm not saying that would affect you though, because the ANC did. I mean, why not? The ANC did not participate in 2023 national elections. The CPP did. So they issued this noise about 1%. That 1% is attributed to the CPP, not to the ANC. What are you reading?
So just to clear the air and the law, and look, I think Dylan knew this. European politics. I think, you know, it was when the LACC letter was sent to the LACC, and I think they were trying to distract, etc. But the law is very clear. It's both things have to occur before you're barred. So in the case of the CPP did get less than 1%, less than 2%, but the CPP got legislators elected. So on that basis, even this, if I wanted to run again as CPP, I can run again.
You tell me?
Because the CPP had less than 2%, but got representatives, right? One from Nima, one from Maryland, one from Grand Crew. It goes, there's I think 4 or 5 at least, right? And even in 2020, the CPP, Dylan is a CPP senator, as is Young League, etc., etc. So, you know, on a pure CPP basis, I could run again on CPP. The second point you made about the ANC was not on the ballot, right? So ANC is not affected by that at all, right? So, you know, we put on that basis, and the law applies to the institution, not to the individual.
Okay.
Right? So on that basis, but look, we're playing politics. Look,
but if the individual represented the institution, and the institution performs so desperately, then it's affecting your way.
No.
Except
I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding is not. And even if that was the case, the CPP had candidates who won, right? So CPP would qualify if they chose to. And in addition to that, the ANC was not on the ballot in 2023. So the ANC, who I represent, can participate.
Not the ANC would take.
But let's look again. This was meant to be political. It meant to be a distraction. Look, I know the nominee, was he confirmed? He understands the rules, and he will apply the rules. And we know the rules as well, so I'm not worried about that. But I thought they were playing politics, and we'll play politics with them too. Hey, you want to run again 2029? People reaching out to me, Tim Max, 2 pretty strong candidates. So this thing can work. right? I remember when they were prosecuting me, I said,
was it the CPP that made you not to win?
There would be
was it the CPP that made
there would be consequences?
Was it the CPP that made you not to win?
Let people keep doing this. We'll see. I won't say too much more. Let's move on to the next subject.
That's a threat to the law.
No, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. That's not my style.
Is there anything in your mind? There are two major political giants in the field. More or less, I'll tell you, they are already stand canvassing for 2029 elections. Historically, election-wise, the history has told us no single political party has ever gone to the polls. Come from there, so we know you gotta be alliance, you gotta be collaboration. What is the ANC thinking?
Yeah, no, look, we always have it.
Will you be aligned with the Unity Party, or will you be aligned with the CDC?
We have always been open to collaboration and alignment. And in fact, naively, so some would say, in the way we did it with the CPP, when the people were collaborating with, lied, in the court, lied on the oath. So we'll collaborate differently. We let, it's early. It's still 3.5 years ago. There are other political parties, in the country we'll talk to.
They're helping their political parties.
What's that?
Helping their political parties.
There are other political parties in the country, including the two big operations.
Education for every girl and boy. Healthcare bringing hope and joy. A stronger future we can see for every Liberian family. Hear the farmers calling from the field, waiting for the harvest that the land can yield. Technology knocking at the nation's door, young minds ready to explore. Electric power shining through the night, security standing for what is right. The economy rising for everyone, a new chapter has begun. This is prime time conversation, voices of a rising generation. Agriculture feeding every home, no more hunger, no more roam. From Cable down to Maryland shore, the people say we must do more. From
Natural resources, that's what the waste we can reinvest. That's what we reduce the corruption.
Will you reduce your salary?
I would donate whatever the salary is for the president. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's public. But whatever it is, I will make it public and I would donate it to some charity.
You will not take a salary?
I will not take a salary.
Cummins, you on record?
I'm on record. I've been on record.
You will not take your salary as president?
I will not take my salary as president of Liberia. I will make it public where that salary is, and I will make it public where I was going to donate it to. I like education and STEM education, science, technology, engineering. I might allocate it to improve STEM or something. I don't know what it is, but I will not take a salary. We'll allocate it.
Anyway.
And that doesn't mean other people shouldn't take their salary, because I've been blessed. So I'm not doing this for the money or whatever else. Other people need their salary, so I don't suggest that because I'm not taking mine. Welcome to all of you. It's good to meet, young Liberians. You all represent the future of our country. We came here to attend the Africa CEO Forum. So it's a forum of many CEOs from around the continent. I'm glad that all of you are in school, some of you are finishing. We want to create the right environment in Liberia so that, one, we can improve our schools, so you don't necessarily have to leave to come to school. It's not a bad thing to come to another country to go to school. It's a good thing. But I wish we had the quality of institutions. that they have here so that you wouldn't have to do that. And most importantly, I wish the economy in Liberia was doing well, so you have jobs to go to.
And some of them feel afraid. When they make you president, the usual thing will not be done. Yeah, the usual thing will not be done. The rightful thing will be done always. So they feel like if we make Mr. Kumi president, our hand will be out of the, like the cookie jar. Will not be able to export the Liberia, will not be able to export our resources. Liberia is rich when it comes to resources. If you just take the resources that are in Liberia and bring it to this country, Mr. Kumi, the country will be far ahead of other European countries. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, we have to use the resources that can be able to build our country. But our people sometimes they just misuse it, just mismanage it for their family, and then they just reach that and then they just sit down. Sometimes we use a Bible or sometimes there's some that can't even say, well, why Liberia can be like this country? Why?
These people consist of students and professionals. Where I attended a diaspora return conference in Liberia, I had the opportunity to have met you. You took me as a child, as a son, and I want to appreciate you for the care. Also, during our communication, our conversation, you did promise the Liberian community in Rwanda financial support for our sports tournament, and you did fulfill your promise. I'd like to appreciate you. When we took power as a leadership, we promised the community that we would not the community do sports activities. So now, as we speak, we have almost 6 to 7 chapters within the Liberian community in Rwanda, and our chapter tournament is ongoing currently through your financial help. We want to appreciate you. And come Sunday will be our final games. So we appreciate you, and we hope the relationship continues. So thank you very much, and let God keep blessing you.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome to a primetime conversation, and this is Dr. Pearson. Look, I apologize. We've been having some technical difficulties. We probably would have been on air today. Our studio in Monrovia, the Kia Radio FM 95.9 is undertaking some technical repairs, maintenance, routine maintenance. So for now, we'll not be going to Kia Radio. So if you're viewing us by way of Facebook or YouTube or any of our online platform, you will not be hearing us on Kia Radio 95.9 FM 95.9. So we'll just hold the fort for now, and we're hoping that Kia Radio will take care of business, and we'll be back on air with Kia Radio in the soonest possible time. All right, let us make some progress here quick. So tonight, what are some of the things we'll be discussing tonight? What are some of the things that we will be discussing tonight? Despite the technical difficulties, what are some of the things we'll be discussing tonight? We want to quickly just tell you some of the things we want to go over quickly tonight, and then we'll call it a day. So tonight, we want to look at briefly issues pertaining to the NEC, the National Elections Commissions. We know that we still have issues with the National Elections Commissions. The National Elections Commission chair is being confirmed, and we believe that that confirmation has not been fully announced yet. What are they waiting for? We're not sure what they're waiting for. But again, this is Liberia. This too is Liberia, we normally would say. We're waiting to see whether that confirmation will go through. There are some of us who believe that that confirmation should not go through. And the reason we don't want that confirmation to go through is because, look, the guy is highly conflicted. He may be qualified, have the education and everything and the experience, but he's highly conflicted. And elections is border on what we call integrity, right? Electoral integrity. So if you want electoral integrity, you want people to have trust in elections, public trust should be high. Then you have to discuss the issues that have to do with integrity of the elections. We'll look at Another report that just came up concerning Nima County, we'll cover that. We'll look at Ambassador Kuyate vote of no confidence from the House of Representatives in Liberia. They're saying they have no confidence in Kuyate. So we'll be looking at that House of Representatives action. And we'll make other progress again tonight. We'll look at matters pertaining to the Yega Koruba case. How far is it now? What's going on with the Yega Koruba case? Why haven't we have any word on Yega Koruba case since we heard that they were probably appealing to the Supreme Court of Liberia full bench? So why haven't we seen anything from the Yega Koruba situation up to this point? Want to just briefly talk about that. There is something also that is trending in Liberia we want to talk about, and that has to do with the jurors, the investigation of the jurors. Those of you who follow us on Primetime Conversation, there are issues relating to the whole thing that had to do with the juror. Again, the Justice in Chamber did give a determination on that whole thing that had to do with the investigation. I just want to bring you up to speed on that so we know where we are with that. And then we make more progress. We're going to discuss about the issue of data protection in Liberia. So there's this conversation around the biometrics ID of Liberians, whether we're giving it to a foreign company or it is still the NIR that's going to be managing it. That is still in a conversation. We are yet to be able to get a full detail as to what is going on with that. Today, the communication officer spoke to that issue. We'll just go over briefly and see what is it that has been said about that. Then we'll talk a little bit on the issue that has to do with Liberia hiring lobbyists or a lobby company in the United States, giving them over $1.2 million in 1 year time. I don't know what happened with anything with $1.2 million with the Joseph Boakai administration. But yes, there's a bit of like over $1 million going to be given to a company here, a ballot here in America, a lobbying company to be Joseph Boakai mouthpiece. Somebody say mouthpiece to ensure that President Boakai get people to talk here for him and to make sure that his government don't get into trouble with the American government and get other things done. We'll look at that also briefly, and then we'll call it a night. So those of you who normally would benefit from our scratch cards in Liberia, if you are following, sorry, tonight we are not on Kia Radio FM 95.9 because the radio is going through routine maintenance. And then so for now we'll stick with our live broadcast on our different social media platform, and then we'll call it a night. So we want to say apologies to our viewers, especially those of you who follow us by way of social media, but then you are in Liberia and you also participate to call him to win a scratch card. Tonight we'll not be doing that because we'll not be having callers from Liberia. So we'll do it next week when we come back on air. All right, so having given us a little intro to that, we will take a quick break, and then from there we'll go into our first topic, NIMBA damning audit report, and we'll look at that briefly and we'll be right back. Let me give you a little bit of this song, our theme song, Primetime Conversation, and I'll be right back after a little bit of this song.
Talking about dignity, justice, and trust. Serving the nation because he must. Not for power, not for fame, but to lift Liberia's name. A vision rising clear and bright, leading the nation toward the light. Oh, Liberia, hear the cry. Let the children reach the sky. When the people stand as one, the victory has begun. The conversation starts tonight, speaking truth and shining light. Together we can build again for the daughters and the sons. This is Primetime Conversation, voices of a hopeful nation.
All right, welcome back to the Primetime Conversation. Tonight we are discussing key trending issues in Liberia. I want to begin with the the damning report from the General Auditing Commission on the Nima County and how the Nima County has managed its social development funds from 2018 to 2023. Now, there are a few things we need to clarify as we go into this conversation. Number one, the first thing I want everybody in mind now, even if you were discussing this issue in Liberia, is this thing political, right? This whole audit thing, is it political? So, for instance, Nima County has been receiving social development funds from major concessions like BRE, ArcelorMittal, and others over the years, right? So the point of the matter they're asking now is that so why did we choose to audit only a portion of the management of the social development funds of Nima County without going back into the Unity Party-led government? And when the Unity Party-led government led Liberia for 12 years, what are the other reports concerning how social development funds was managed in Nima County? Why now? Why is it that it is 2018 to 2023? So the first question we want to clear off the back is this thing political? Is this a political or discussion? Is it done just to put target on CDC officials or on CDC's repetition? Is that the motive here? Is that the intention here? So look, let's be honest, let's be fair. It's possible it can be, it's possible it may not be. But for me, the crux of the matter is that it is very important for Liberia, a nation that has been in existence for over 178 years of independence. We need a level of accountability in our country so that people are able to govern properly. And proper governance don't happen in the absence of accountability. For proper governance to happen, there has to be accountability, right? So for proper governance to happen, there has to be accountability. And auditing is one of the major ways to ensure accountability in a government, because you are able to do what we call check and balance. You're able to call people to check and balance. Let's say, listen, we understand that you are trying to do, to govern the people, but how are you governing? What's your fiscal discipline? Are you doing the right thing? Are you managing the people's resources and finances properly? So for those hard questions to be asked, you first must have an opportunity to see, right, beyond every doubt, reasonable doubt, what is going on behind the scene. One of the ways to see what is going on behind the scene is to check audits of how people perform and manage public resources. Now, I was one of those who argued before that why I agree that the General Auditing Commission should be able to go back and do audits from past years that audits wasn't done, maybe from the CDC administration. The Constitution of Liberia, that is good. Let me make it clear, that is good. But the Constitution gave the General Auditing Commission the mandate to audit the government of the Republic of Liberia annually. To audit the government of Liberia annually, to do fiscal audit of the government of Liberia. So in my view, the way audit work in my mind, especially when I operated in the private sector before, now I work in government. When I operated in private sector, I had a situation where some guys came from Ghana to audit, and they came to audit what we refer to in Liberia, NGO, my late small NGO that we had there at the time, still there. And the thing about audit back in the day, when those guys came from Ghana to audit the Ministry of Health and any NGO operating with funding from Global Fund, Liberians would be very afraid, and the reason for the fear was when the guys come to audit, people always felt that audit was, reason to get entrapped, reason for them to catch you doing something wrong and punish you. But I learned something from the guys when they came that day. They said to our office that day, they said, listen, audit is not necessarily to say, oh, I catch you or I grab you, stealing money. And the guy said something, they said audit is important because with audit, you are able to strengthen your organization. So we have always carried that political mindset of audit in Liberia. Well, when you hear audit, then, which means you're going to catch somebody for something wrong so that they can get embarrassed, they can be shamed and all that kind of thing. But no, audit, for the most part, When it is done, it is intended to strengthen governance. It's intended to strengthen how people lead, how people govern, so that tomorrow when you have done leading or governing, you can look and say, oh yes, you know, I was performing poorly here, but then the audit findings helped me to correct my misstep, and I was able to improve in my governance structure, in my performance. That's what audit is for. So I'm troubled when the auditing commissioner, the director for the audit general auditing commission, leave annual fiscal audit of this current government and only focusing on past years audits from the previous government. I'm worried because I'm saying to myself, you can be professional enough to set your priorities in a way that you say, listen, I will set some guys responsible to audit past government. At the same time, I will set some guys that will be auditing annually the current government, because if I don't catch the current government mistakes in real time, I leave room for more mistakes to be discovered in the future. And the time I will discover it in the future may be too late for them to have made some improvements. You know, too late to have made some improvements. So my concern here now is that, look, we need to pay attention, and I want to call in the General Auditing Commission, pay attention. We should not only focus on auditing, you know, past years of CDC government. We should focus on auditing the current years. Like okay, so President Barker been in office 2004, he's been in office 2005, now in 2006, they going almost to the end of 2006, the middle of 2006, we have not gotten any audit, substantive audit, annual audit, fiscal audit on this government. So what are we waiting for? Waiting for the year to end, and waiting for the President Barker says you have to finish the full, start chasing President Barker and say, oh, you stole money or you mismanaged money. When we can catch this the weaknesses now and fix it, right? So I think we can walk and chew gum at the same time as the bookman can say, which means you can do two things at the same time. I think we can focus on past audits, and you know, of the CDC administration, but still do our constitutional mandate as General Auditing Commission to ensure that you conduct that fiscal audit that the Constitution requires of the General Auditing Commission every single year, and make those reports public so that we can see what's going on in our country. So now for the Liberians, like my man Shelton, my begin Shelton is always celebrating a birthday, and I still getting on my radar. I'm not forgotten you. Yes, you on my radar, and our birthday will be properly acknowledged. And we pay here on our birthday. So don't forget, we will pay here on our birthday. But that go to Nimba. So now the Nimba County Superintendent, Madam Kou Miape Gono, did a conference, right? She did a press conference, and she spoke to some of the issues pertaining to the audit. And one of the things that the journalists asked her, some of the journalists asked her was, oh, is this witch hunt? And she said, no, when I came to office, I needed to do an audit in order to establish what I was inheriting, and you know what some of the problems that I was inheriting, to be able to set that boundary, to know where I'm taking something from and where I'm taking it to. And I think that was a very brilliant idea of hers. I know even if it is politically motivated, but it still is a sound leadership principle that you want to understand the terrain in which you want to manage, and then in understanding the terrain, you are able to address the problems that you are going to be confronting. So yeah, so even though I know it might be politically motivated to an extent, but it is also very commendable on her part to have commissioned this audit, to ask for this audit. Now, let us not forget that one of the primary promise of the Barker administration, President Barker's administration, that when they get to power, they would have audited the CDC government. So yeah, so if she did her part of the job from Nimba County perspective, that's good for the county. And why is it good for the county? Two reasons it's good for the county. It gives the county an idea on how well its resources the resources are being managed. When you understand how well your resources are being managed, and you can identify some leakages in the process, you can Liberian message, you can plug those holes, right? And save the county from losing money, and save the county from losing developmental funds. Now let's not look into the findings and just pick up some of the key findings For some of you who are in Nima County, like my Pekin Shelton, so what did the audit show? So the General Auditing Commission, which is constituted by law by the Constitution of Liberia, to audit government ministries and agencies and to conduct official audits and make their reports public, was asked to do an audit from the Nima County Social Development Funds from July 2018 to December 2023. The audit report shows some massive discrepancies, all right, and it exposed millions in undocumented payments, which means money that left the county coffers. When they say county coffers, I mean the county got a LIB bank account. Well, if there's any money not going for the county development, it goes into that account, or if there are more than one account, those accounts. And the county has its legislative caucus, Prince Johnson and what other guy named Jeremiah Kuhn, who are legislators of the county, representatives and senators, to be frank. All of them are supposed to observe to see how that money is being properly used for the development of the county, right? Don't forget that when Prince Johnson was living, one of the things that Prince Johnson kept crying on was that accusing the CDC administration of was that, oh, they are not giving us our just benefits from concessions that are happening in our county. County development funds are not being given to the county. County social development funds are not being given to the county. And those are some of the reasons why he broke away from CDC and George Weah's support in the 2023 elections. However, yes, now we're seeing that monies that even went there to support the county were squandered by the very leaders who were complaining that they were not getting money, but the monies were going there, right? Or should I just say, to be honest and fair to the late senator and others, some of the money was going there, but they were not all being used for the proper reason. So let's see some of the monies that the audit report flagged, right? One of the major money the audit report flags are undocumented disbursements, which means you're spending money that belongs to the county without putting it on paper. You know, like people will get it out. We're quite to spend money, public money, government money, even your own business you're doing business, instead of you be marking down how much you spend on the goods and how much you generating on the goods, so that you can know that you get your principal back. Then you can know the difference between your principal and your profit, and then you can invest it. No, we can leave all that one. We just go and start eating as the profit as the business selling. We eating everything that come in the business. And then you say, oh, the business breaks down. You eat the principal, the profit, you eat all. But you see, the point here is that undocumented disbursement, so which means the Auditor General is saying that monies that was spent from the county by the county administration between July 2018 and December 2023 that they didn't write on paper, which means somebody just go to the bank, read check, send somebody that collect the money, or the money read to the bank, however the case is, they yet eat the money, no paper to show anything about that money. But the record is there that money was given to the county. But no paper is there to show that the money left the county, but no money there. How much are we talking about in a category of undocumented money? That undocumented money that didn't write down, but they ate from the county, $2.5 million US. $2.5 million US. Now, what is it? Let me call the total amount. $2,544,576.26. The Auditor General said they chop that one. No paper to show how they chop it, but they chop it. At the same time, money that they took from the county without even showing any paper where the money went. LD Liberian dollar now. $34,829,993.22. $34,829,993.22. Bogman recorded 34.8 million. They ate that one again. Now, what are the 80? Or they use it properly, or they use it, some of them, the fact that they didn't write it down to document how it was spent, GSC said, listen, so long there's no document to show how the money left from here, it's unaccounted for. So in other words, yeah, that's bad management, right? So, and that was supposed to be spent on what they call goods and services without any supporting document or evidence of delivery, which means you say you spend it here on goods and services. Oh, I pay for this, I pay for that, I pay for printer, I pay for the other stuff, I pay for services. Maybe I pay to do small work here, I pay to do some kind of work down there. But anything you say you did, whatever you say you did, no paper to prove it that somebody received the money and did the job. Nothing to show that you did the job. Say, okay, here a record to show that we did the job. No record to show that, oh, you bought 500,000 piece of ream of paper, right? 500,000 ream of paper over the period. But no delivery note to say, yeah, we bring the paper here right now that you receive the paper, and yeah, the receipt to show that you receive nothing there. I would say. Another category of money that the GSC mentioned that NIMA lost in this audit report is considered unaccounted spare parts procurement. You know how you know, like, you might one time in NIMA, especially during Madam Ellen time, NIMA had a lot of yellow machines. NIMA, one of the counties that has so many yellow machines that other counties did not even have. Some counties to go to NIMA, even borrow machines from there. Right? I'm talking about yellow machine, making yellow machine. NIMA had a lot of yellow machines. People used to go to NIMA county to borrow yellow machines from there. Right? So yeah, NIMA is very developmental oriented. Which means the Liberians, the mind for development is very high, strong, right? But then, even though all of those good signs were there, the good things are mentioned there, but at the same time, there's somebody, Captain Gibson said, wasted stolen millions of dollars. Yes, Captain, wasted stolen millions of dollars. So when you have the kind of equipment, maybe cars and other things, generator to service, air conditioner, public vehicles, maybe for public hospital, maybe for different things that you need to pay that have to do with spare parts. People say they bought spare parts, but no justification, no document to prove it. How much is the money that the GSC say got missing in that one? That one I got to do with spare part alone. Don't forget, the other money that is called undocumented disbursement for payments that they didn't take record of, what they call goods and services, which I repeat, it was $2.5 million US and $34.8 million Liberian dollars. That one different. The other one, they say they bought spare power aid to repair maybe yellow machine, because that time yellow machine, maybe that time they had a maybe all the yellow machine from Ellington, and those money were broken down. They say, okay, someone me yellow machine, I'll go repair it. So they just allow the yellow machine or allow I just say my own. I say that yellow machine is spinning, but I just give you an example because NIMA had a lot of yellow machines. So maybe when they came to power, they said, oh, these machines were useful before during Ellington, so now that we came and met the machine all broken, and I go face them. Maybe that will be other things they saw. I said, I go $500,000 was given in contract to Kela and Sons. I don't even know who that company is. Kala and Sons, right? For spare parts. Spare part can be found, no document, nothing to show. That's bad. That's bad. Now that go further down. Besides that, right? $165,000 also was spent on supplies. Nothing. Can't see. And $335,000 unaccounted for. Wow. So let me read this again. A US $500,000 contract awarded to Kali and Sons for spare parts only yielded $165,000 supplies, which means you get them $500,000 and say go bring me supply for spare parts. Then they only bring you supply for $165,000 from the $500,000. Then who ate the other $335,000? That one there, you got to cost him for that one. Now, another amount of money, there's another area in the audit report they call abandoned project, which means the project got started. They say, we're going to do the project for Nima County, are going to do the project for Nima County, but then at the end of the day, the project just stay there and it can't finish. How much money spent on that one that they say they put into that unfinished project? $735,624 was spent on development projects across 9 districts that were ultimately abandoned and uncompleted. So in other words, they're saying, where you go and say, we're going to do government project using county development funds, social development funds. They took on 9 different districts in Nima County. They said they were carrying on government development projects, and they spent $735,626 on those projects in the 9 districts. But at the end of the day, all the projects, when they want to go check on it, when GSC want to go check on it, they are all abandoned and they are not completed. Right? Now, another area the other report talk about is the missing SDF reports. No detailed expenditure reports on information were provided for the usage of $1,485,568 in social development funds contributed by ArcelorMittal Liberia. So let's go to only ArcelorMittal by itself. The guys in front, okay, so social development fund, ArcelorMittal gave $1,485,568. Both men say 1.4 million or 1.5 million. So we round it up because saying that 1,485,000, we round it 400 up. Saying that 485. So we round it. So that's a $1.5 million county development fund directly from ArcelorMittal. Somebody ate our money. No report. But this is the same money that Prince Johnson was arguing with not Chancellor, arguing with Judge Weir that the country was not receiving. Oh, they're holding our money. So even if you say, yeah, so Judge Weir lost the election because Prince Johnson, the late Prince Johnson, Senator Prince Johnson said that Judge Weir was not giving the county development money and was not giving the social development funds. Then how come GSC found out now that $1.5 million was given in social development funds and that money has no record to show where the money went? No record. So that there's an expression that says, when the thief know it, friend thief. I'm just saying something to you. So is it possible that when CDC men realized that my men was not using the county development fund for the proper reason, so they just say, well, we're giving any money again. We're giving any money again. I just use the money for something different. You guys ever go to them, they will still eat it, and they will not make any report. It's possible. So you see, that's the reason why leadership is very important. When you want to lead people, you got to be honest. You got to be people of integrity. When you get public money, you need to spend it wisely because the way you spend public money today will determine how much more they can entrust you with. Am I saying, Joe, we are supposed to give the country the social development fund if ArcelorMittal provided? No. In fact, it is wrong to withhold county development fund. It is wrong to hold county development, social development funds from any company that operates in the county. It's wrong, very wrong. It should never be withheld. But here's one argument. But you think if I'm a rogue, you say you rogue, and I give you something to go do something where you do anything, I keep giving you. I will not give it to you. I will quote it to rogue. Steve from Steve made God laugh. Steve from Steve made God laugh. So yeah, the social development from ArcelorMittal, $1.5 million cannot be accounted for. No report to show what they use that money on. Another thing that the other report talked about is the scrap metal irregularities. You know how sometimes when big machinery, equipment are operated in the country, like in the big concession areas, like where we used to have bomb mines, Yekepa, those kind of place where Lamco and operating, ArcelorMittal operating, we had a big heavy machineries then operating. When they break down, they cannot be repaired, right? They break down, they cannot be repaired. They end up becoming what they call scraps. When it becomes scrap, even though it is no longer useful to production, you can use it to do more of your concession work. But yeah, county authorities can take seeds of that and sell it for scraps, right? Sell it for scrap. Like, you know, I can see you go in Liberia, see people when you call it iron man and go collecting all iron in the community to sell it, right? Call it selling metal by scrap. So yeah, so that too happens in Liberia where people sell it but on a larger scale. So the Auditor General looked in and investigated and found that there were significant unverified irregularities and missing funds associated with the sale of metal scraps, which means scrap iron. And you know how much money you think? It sounds simple to say, oh, that's just scrap iron, man. No, but for the county level, where the county is overseeing that scrap metal, you know, breaking them down to ship them outside to sell them, so that they can go and be reprocessed and reprocessed to come back in a different product. About $849,318.63 was stolen from that same activity as well. You can account for it. $849,318.63. That is almost $1 million in scrap material from scrap metal. Money that cannot be accounted for. Another area the other report show is unauthorized and questionable expenditures, which means the other one, they can show you, you know, that the money was spent, but then who authorized the spending? Who get permission to use the money? You can't see it, right? And even if you say John Brown gave me the verbal, I mean, just put out somebody said, oh, they meant to me verbal, they say go spend the money or go do something. Even with the verbal authorization, because you write it down, people, so they say questionable expenditure. You spend the money, but it doesn't sound right. And you know, maybe some of the receiving looking correct, or maybe the procurement process did not go well, or maybe the way you transacted business, how you contracted people to do the job, did not go well. That one again, they say the county made undocumented financial aid contribution, like the way our many can do from LPRC. Amos Twaring can do from LPRC. 1 minute just get and say, you know, I've been going buy cell phone for community member. Oh, go and carry a bucket and pen and top for community member. Oh, go and carry zinc for community member. Look kind of spending. Look kind of spending. Call it contribution to institutional. The undocumented financial contribution to institutions amounting to $444,175 US dollars, almost $500,000. That's why some of us are arguing and saying, listen, anybody who running any SOEs, whether it is state-owned enterprises, and you say, oh, the LPRC, LWSC, Maritime, or NPA, RIA, we should not allow people to distribute money that has not been approved by the how you call it, through the national budget. No. And I would say if there's any reason why there's SOEs, state-owned enterprise, I want to get involved in spending, even if the national legislature approve that SOEs can spend social development funds. It shouldn't be Amos to just work out one day and say, you know, I'm going to get a poor Zim because the hall got burned down or the hall leaking. No, it's opening room for corruption. It's opening room for corruption. No, I would prefer that there be a civil. When I say civil, it means civilian-based institution that say any social corporate funding that must be invested or given in society, it must meet that civil society goal. Maybe back per county, that go to that neutral citizens. I'm talking about citizens handpicked by political parties because you put partisans. No. Which found maybe a structural way to do it and say, you know, happy, or just stop it altogether. Stop it. Nobody give institution money, public money out because they feel they got some form of authority. No, they guys didn't spend almost $500,000. They call it contributions to institutions. Can you imagine? In addition to the almost $500,000, the $444,175, they spend additional $17,300 on 4,325 gallons of diesel fuel. which is, when they say diesel fuel, mean fuel oil. 17,000 on fuel oil. That exceeded amount approved by the county council. You see me talking about it? There should be a surveillance body that say who will decide how any public money is to be spent at the community level. This independent county council. I like how they call it one. During Ellington, this was established during Ellington. It was started during Ellington and it was under the office of the superintendent back in the day. I don't know whether I'm sure the we are administration also continuing as well. I want to say the council did not approve the kind of spending, did not approve it. Somebody just get and say because as superintendent or because I get in government, I will spend 444,000. I will spend 17,000 because I get the power to spend it. No, these are public monies. And then the last area they mentioned, so I can move on to other topic, questionable payment methods, meaning the payment method that you thought was not proper. When you pay money to third party, amounting to over $457,914.99 US dollars, almost $500,000 again. Spend questionable payments to third party, which means you pay. You say I paid John Brown for something he did, or I paid XYZ for something they did, but no fair and transparent process. US dollars, 457,000. Somebody just paid to the friend then. So for something that the person said, you say the person did, no clear document to show what the person did. And then last but not the least, Liberian dollars, $18 million was also spent on the same type of bogus third-party payment. Oh, I paid the one to Seti Brother. Oh, I paid the one to Ego. Oh, I paid the one to Jungle Water. All right. Answer the pay money to the institution. I just gave you an example. But the money was given out. No proper accountability. So that's where NEMA is. What lessons can we learn as a country? The lesson we can learn from here is that it goes back to the Auditing Commission. Audit must be just as the Constitution provides for it. Audit should be on an annual basis and as regularly as possible, especially in a country where our people have realized that corruption is a problem for us. The GSC should not be waiting and say, oh, I will audit the other person later on. I finish auditing another person from 5 years back. No. Yes, certain group of people to be auditing the other people reporting what they 5 years back. But at the same time, every year, audit the new people. President Barker has gone 2024, 2025, in 2026. We are not seeing no major audit report on the Finance Ministry, on the NRA, on Maritime, on LPRC, on NPA, on RIA, right? On LWSC, on NASCOP, where money's people been hearing money been leaving no places, corrupt money's been leaving no places. LTA, no major audits has been done on this administration to show say at least, man, even if you say we reach a 2025 audit year, at least 2024 audit should be coming up by now. So in 2026, if you say, oh yeah, we reach the 2025 year, but at least 2024 audits for this government should be coming outside so that where mistakes are, we can correct the mistakes and not be like they won't see here now in Nima County, the water feeling wasting under the bridge. The money gone. Gone. Even Senator Prince Johnson, who was one of the godfather of the late Senator Prince Johnson, who was the godfather of the county, who probably will have more idea on what happened to the money here. He said he gone. So that what can happen when you're not doing things on time and effectively. You know? Now let me look for the TMA. I know somebody will say, but Dr. Pearson, are you saying that the General Auditing Commission is supposed to audit every year? Yes. Not only that, General Auditing Commission is supposed to audit every year. It's in the Constitution. Dr. Pearson, you sure it's in the Constitution? Yeah, let me find it. It's in the Constitution. Let me find it quick. Let me see if I can find it quick and show it to you. It's in the Constitution. The Constitution says that every year, every single year, the Auditing Commission of the Republic of Liberia is to conduct, audit of the government ministries, agencies. But it can use the discretion, because government is so big, they will not be able to do everybody at the same time, but they can select which areas that are important to audit based on their discretion, right? Let me see what the Constitution of Liberia says about the GAC and auditing. AUDR. Okay, let me see what it says. Let me look it up quick. Let me look. You know. The good thing about it is that technology right at our fingertip, right? Now let me read it to you. You see here, the 1986 Constitution of Liberia, Article 89. For those of you who can argue in Atari Shop and who let to argue in discourse, so you can get information to argue. Article 89 of the Constitution says the Constitution establishes the GAC as one of 3 autonomous public commissions, which means the Constitution says GAC operates separate from other branches of government so that nobody can influence you, nobody should be on top of you, making its independence a constitutional mandate, which means the Constitution protects GAC so nobody can twist its hand. Now, what I want you to see. The Auditor General is mandated to audit the government of the Republic of Liberia annually, every fiscal year. Meaning to say, they say in 2024 end, the General Auditing Commission has the mandate to go and conduct audit of the Liberian government every fiscal year. The Article 89 of the 1986 Constitution. Every year. So while in 2026, no other report yet from 2025. No other report yet from 2024. Are we waiting again so we can be that Nima County situation where somebody finish stealing all the money gone, then we know where the money gone, then that's it? That's the point. We're going to skip that, and we'll finish with that. We'll leave that to the side. Let's go to the next talking point. Ambassador Alas Kuyete and their, what you call, House of Representatives. So, Ambassador Kuyete received a vote of no confidence on the House of Representatives. So, let's discuss that. Let's see, what does that mean? Vote of no confidence. What does that mean? So a vote of no confidence means that the guys in the House of Representatives are saying, listen, we believe the ambassador at large, Ambassador Kuyete, did certain things to us, and we'll call him and say, you know what happened? Go back, go do an apology to us, put in newspaper, go on, the same way you want the radio and say, oh, the guys can take bribe to pass concession agreement. Go back on the same radio talk show then and apologize to us and retract your statement. Right? Kuyete has been saying, like, listen, Ambassador Kuyete has been saying, look, I am not sorry for what I said because I am sure, 100% sure, the majority of the concession agreements that we sign in our country are not in the interest of the Liberian people. And besides that, yes, concession companies take monies and give people money in order for them to pass their concession agreements. Is that lie? No, that's not lie. That's true. That's true. But again, it goes back to say the you people were saying, right? The same Joseph Backup was saying, oh, Senator stole, CDC stole money. Senator have been stealing a lot of money. He stole 24 million. He another 16 billion, blah, blah, blah. He another 20 million for arrest and things like that. But when you go to court, they have to prove it. Because criminal cases and the kind of thing they have to do it, you got to have evidence what they call beyond reasonable doubt. So to prove it, and it's very corrupt lawmakers, a lot of the corrupt lawmakers know that to prove the kind of thing it's hard because you got to have the hardcore evidence, and majority of the time they do it on the side, they do it on the hand. And one of the famous things that Kuyete usually mention, and I'm aware of it because I was in Liberia when it happened, was when the guys gave Madam Ellen Johnson 100 papers, and she turned around and carried 100 papers to the House of Legislature and gave it to the lawmaker then. right in the process of signing a very big company, a concession document. So is it true that these companies can do? Yeah, they do that. They do a lot. Why do you think they get signature fee? Somebody will say, "Oh, signature fee is just it's just part of the regular routine." No, it's an inducement. If I'm not going to give you a concession, why would I take signature fee from you? Right. So if I want to be independent, I don't want to be influenced by our conversation, and I love my country so much, I will not take signature fee from you. I will sit down and say, no, keep your money. I don't want your money. Let's look at the thing professionally, technically, and see how it benefits Liberian people. If I find out that it benefits Liberian people, we sign the deal. What is in it for the Liberian people is in it for the Liberian people. What is not there for Liberian people is not there for Liberian people. When you go wrong with the concession, I hold you accountable. When you go right, I'll tell you thank you. But no, look at ArcelorMittal. ArcelorMittal has a deal sitting on inside the house that they want to renew the contract for another 25 years. Then the government of Liberia taking money on the side from them. In the meantime, okay, somebody say, okay, let them President Barker go visit and say, these people are doing well. These people are doing well, President Barker? ArcelorMittal doing well? When in fact, the country really don't even know how much ArcelorMittal taking from in Liberia. We don't even know how much ArcelorMittal is actually making from the iron ore they're taking from Liberia, so that we're able to measure how much they carry from the country, and then we can even sit and say, you know what, that's it, negotiate. It was like this before, but now like this. Now let read discuss. No, everything under the table, right? Now let's leave from there. Let's go to another company. You remember the company that had to do with how they call them again? The guy, the American company. Oh, what the company name, man? High Power, right? Okay, the American company that wanted to do railroad from Nima again all the way down to the coastal area to the port of Buchanan or to the port of the Freeport, right? Right, that American company where the government went and took money from the people. High Power took money from the people. President Barker finished eating the money from the people, which means the government finished eating the money from the people. Then President Barker won't play the president of the company wrote President Barker that insulting letter, that disrespectful letter she wrote to President Barker. Said President Barker is dishonest, is not reliable, and she insulted the office of the presidency. Yeah, she was right, because listen, the way you say, I said how the street to buy you. If you know you are not going to, if you know you want to be, discuss greater business. Don't go take something from the person you want to play game with the person. No. So the twist President Barker hand, President Barker was forced to do that because multi-role user Sonny. I wasn't going to put the country how far that thing going now. That whole multi-role user thing. In fact, her and that lady is not even the CEO of that company anymore. She moved on to something different now. Guinea does not like that idea, because Guinea, that same high power company is building a railroad in Guinea from the Nima mountainside there all the way to the port in Guinea. And Guinea don't want that company to stop that road that they're building there to come and build road in Liberia. No. Guinea don't want it. Guinea want to put the operate on the side. So yeah, so Guinea will do everything to lobby against it as well, because Guinea will not benefit from it. So Guinea lobbying against it. So Liberia now, you go take money from the port, they're gonna 10% Barker hand the girl costing up good, saying something letter costing up, because you respect, say you take money from somebody, then you want to act technical. The moment you take money from the person, you compromise your negotiation, and straight compromise it. She cost the guy, cost President Barker. Bushman pay Keita, they won't get vest. What are you getting vest for? And now that move on. Now besides that, now can I just say that, listen, these concessions are not helping us. For example, President Barker, Beer Mountain, President Barker sent Liberian National Police to Beer Mountain, and the police shot our own civilians and killed them. And then they send a parent and ready to them 5,000 or 1,000, 2,000, and say they must close them up. That whole case died. The justice minister is in writing. I said they say the government of Liberia get it. They put in who the police then killed in King John. They get in, I think 5,000. It's on record. It's in paper. The justice minister wrote it in paper, in letter, and sent it to the people and said, oh yeah, we're sorry for what happened here. Take the 5,000. Then President Burger they riding the poor plane in the country going to Lofa County. Whereby you say the road correct. Oh, the road fixed. Anybody can go from here. You can move from here, Maryland, come by in one day time. Then you can go to Lofa and come by in one day time. You gotta go ride Beer Mountain plane. That is how what I say. So when you ride Beer Mountain plane and when something going on, how you will not defend them? Yeah, American post something on the American and having an argument, and others, John American having an argument about how Beer Mountain is damaging the environment down there. But how would President Burger then talk? How would the EPA then talk? They can talk President Burger riding the poor plane. How will you go pay for a plane again next time when you hire on the people? No. Bad leadership. Bad leadership example. Very bad leadership example. And I think we should stop it. So now they say no confidence. They put on no confidence in the guy. They pass a resolution and they say they have no confidence in the guy. So two things can happen. President Burger can fire him and say, you know, the men say, oh, say I told you to go apologize to the police, saying you're apologizing. So you know what happened? You are fired or sending your resignation. Or President Burger can say, my man, I respect all that you say something, you stand by it, you are a man of integrity. If that is the case, and you know, do your job. The same way they were moving for nothing Kofa, I don't see nothing, I play better. I will play better again, I will act dumb, I will see what they're doing there. And when they get tired, they will forget about you. Has it happened before? Yeah, it happened when Ellen Johnson started before. During Ellen Johnson's live time, they didn't with bro. Madam Ellen play play dumb. And you know, and let the tension cool down. It happened before, you know, with other people during Madam Ellen time. So President Burger can still do the same thing. And President Burger high here, he can play high here too. He say, well, I'm not going to do anything about it. The man say what he had to say. The man entitled to opinion. Right? The country be a country of freedom of expression, even though he's working for me. But it doesn't mean that because he's working for me now, he can't hold any critical view on the administration. Well, that will not go down well with what it needs there. The guy from the GSC, no, not GSC, the guy from the from CSA. What it needs? Josiah Joker said when you want to be in government, you can't criticize the government. You want to criticize the government and then go from other governments. Josiah Joker is in violation of the CSA law, in violation of the code of conduct. He said, oh, I'm not under the CSA, but yeah, the code of conduct grabbed me and said, oh, I stay on the appointee. I can do anything I want to do. I'm a citizen. I get a right to speak. Now you know you get a right to speak. So now when he said, push your fire and say President Burger should ask for the resignation of Kouyaté, it's possible. Now let us not forget Kouyaté, Ambassador Kouyaté is, he ran as a presidential aspirant. He gave his support to Joseph Boakai during the runoff. So he too has his reputation to protect. He too, he want to save his face. The guy want to go to Morristown for him to go run for president again. 2029. Somebody say, man, move from here, man. You scary man, you're in the government. And then the men put pressure on you, you deny your own thing. You say, we get time for you, man. And they were pressure inside. So the guy said, you know, it's better for me to stand my ground and move from here with respect than for them to come make a fun out of me and go there looking at better. What is the political spin on the thing? The political spin on the thing will be, all right, you know what happened? Kouyaté is an opposition guy. The guy won't run for president. President Burger went and get a guy job after the election, and because the job President Burger get the guy is all over the world meeting top brand officials and top leaders around the world. This guy getting popular. This guy speaking to European leaders, big leaders. They got meeting different presidents across Africa and the world as ambassador. And yeah, the guy making use of that position. The first time he was appointed, I was one of those who posted and questioned why President Burger has so many ambassadors at large without any TOR. So they record them and then they did it again in TOR. But I was one of those who raised that question. Go look at my post. Way before anybody talk about them, I was the first person to raise that concern. So yeah, now the guy there properly now. So he's on LinkedIn, so now I can go there and critique him. But this time around, I support Kouyaté. And I think Kouyaté should stand his ground. Now, I would say this, right? So Kouyaté, if for any reason this pushback is getting hard, politically, and the guys want to use this thing to to undermine your possibility of becoming a voice for any presidential campaign tomorrow, I would say to you, my brother, honorably put in your resignation. Don't wait for them to fire you first. Put in your resignation. But if you are confident that President Barker got your back, so which means you gotta be on President Barker 100%. You gotta be on President Barker. President Barker on Guinean President Dumaya. He said he trusts Dumaya. Saying he trusts Dumaya, he believe Dumaya will not do anything. Oh Lord. So yeah, unless you trust President Barker, President Barker trust Dumaya. If you don't trust President Barker, put in your resignation, because if not, President Barker can fire you today. And when he fire you, I'm not saying it's gonna hurt you. I mean, to the point that it damages you, but it's gonna be a dent in your portfolio. You better you resign and you in your resignation say you stand, for the cause of the Liberian people, and you are going down on the basis of your belief and your integrity, and you're not compromising for anything. You're still true to the cause of the people. Samuel Doyle is saying the cause of the people, the struggle continue. So stay true to the cause of the people and hold your ground and resign. Have a big press conference, call all the press there, and blast at the internet and say, you know, happy, I want President Barker job again. I will do what I can do for my Liberian people. As long as they want to tell me and stop me from speaking, I will not be stopped. And then from there, continue firing. Fire from all Salino. If you're using 6 Salino before, you 8 Salino. Fire from all your 8 Salino. Every single day, fire on anything you want, fire on government. Fire on it. Right? So that will add to your integrity. But if President Barker is in there with you and he's not going to compromise your integrity, he respects you, then, well, if you trust President Barker, then stay on. All right? But again, Unity Party could use this politically, and the political spin of it, that damage the man so the man can get the kind of leverage he got right now, going from one country to another, having high power level of conversation with people out there. So let cripple the man. Let cripple the man. Don't let them cripple you, my brother. Don't let them cripple you. No, we respect you. We love you. We think we have great respect for what you're doing. I want to say, keep it up. All right. Now I'm gonna move to my next topic. Before I move to my next topic, I will tease you with this quickly. Our ANC girls, and they usually tell us something. Some of you who follow the show, you know what they will tell us about Mr. Cummings.
For better future, support Mr. Cummings.
You are listening to the Primetime Conversation, and this is Dr. Pearson on LIB FutureTV, and we are broadcasting live on all our social media network platforms. Now, let us talk quickly about Jonathan Widow confirmation. No, so when I saw Jonathan Widow confirmation, we talked about this before, and one of the things we kept pushing was that, listen, Jonathan Widow is qualified. Qualified meaning he has knowledge of the area because he's been there for a long time. That is the National Elections Commission. Jonathan Widow is experienced because he's been there for a long time as well, at the commission for a long time, right? But Jonathan Widow has membership in the Unity Party, which happens to be the ruling party as we speak, the incumbent. And that is important to note. Don't overlook it. Don't overlook it and say, no, but the man resigned, the main Unity Party, the man resigned. No. It's important to note. It is important to note because just like you saw me reading from the Constitution, Article 89 about the General Auditing Commission, the Constitution also provided for the establishment of the National Elections Commission the same way, giving autonomous status from any influence on the outside. Even though, yes, the president can appoint the commissioner for election, for election commission, the president can appoint the chairman of the elections commission, the president can appoint the director general for the General Auditing Commission. But once they get in office, the Constitution provides for their protection from government, from the president, from the legislature, provide for their protection. Yeah, they can be fired. But the reason, the level, the bar, the Constitution set for you to fire them, the bar high. The bar is high because they want them to be comfortable when they're serving the public. So that autonomous position that the Constitution wants them to have is the same basis on which we can argue that he should not be confirmed, because that autonomous that the Constitution is looking to get is compromised by the fact that this guy is coming from a political party, now active political party. When I say active political, it's not like a political party that existed and disbanded the Chewy party, or Chewy party was here before, but in here no more again. And because since I left the Chewy party and the Chewy party broke down, I've not joined any other political party. I remain neutral. That kind of man I can understand, right? But somebody who is actively involved in a political party, and then you tell me, say, the man also was actively involved in the elections that brought the incumbent to power. When the person who in power now, he didn't want help to campaign for the person and bring them in power. And not only that, but he is on live television, right? He is on recordings all on the internet where he was counting votes. Even though the National Elections Commission was still trying to process the election results, he was counting and talking about Joseph Brocker winning, Joseph Brocker will win this, Joseph Brocker. With me, he had that innate bias. He had that ingrained bias. You know? Now, I'll be right back. Look at this, I'll be right back.
Well, let me first of all say it's great to be back in Kigali after so very long. And it's wonderful to see how the country has developed over the many years since I've been here. But this Africa CEO Forum, the theme is about scaling, how Africa and Africans can work together to scale their businesses. And I think Liberia can learn two lessons. One, within the context of Liberia, we need to work together so we can scale within Liberia. And so that means working together as a people, businesses working together, government being supportive of the businesses and business environment and investing in businesses. So again, we can get scale, we can make our businesses bigger, they can have impact. The second way I think Liberia can benefit is by collaborating with other countries. So within the Mana River Union, for example, or within ECOWAS, for example, because then it expands the markets where Liberians can sell products that we produce, that we manufacture. So the concept of scaling, which is the theme of this forum, is something that can directly apply to our country. Scale within Liberia and scale across the sub-region and indeed across the continent.
That's the political leader, Alexander Benedict Cummings of the ANC, right? Now, so what I was saying here is this. So this guy is actively involved in politics to the extent that he an active member of the Unity Party. Not only that he's an active member of the Unity Party, this guy actively campaigned for the sitting president. Not only that, this guy on live recordings all on the internet where he was counting votes when the election commission had not even announced the final result. He was counting votes and giving conflicting numbers for Joseph Brocker, in favor of Joseph Brocker, the current president. I don't care how educated he may be. I don't care how experienced he may be in electioneering. He is not best suited for the position as chair of the Elections Commission. And I don't think the Senate should confirm it. Yeah, I know they had the confirmation, but I don't think they should confirm it because, yes, why? In addition to all I have said, election borders on integrity and fairness, public opinion. When you play with integrity of the election, you play with the concept of fairness, you play with the concept of public trust and confidence in the election, you damage the whole election. You can be honest as possible to say, oh, that man is honest. He is as clean as Jesus Christ on how he get a result. But people will still be thinking in their mind, no, I don't trust this guy. I don't trust this guy. Because this guy, the same president in power right now, he's the member of the main party. The same president in power right now, he campaigned for the man when the man was running for president. The same president in power right now, he was counting all kind of vote and numbers for the man, even though the other election commission are not even given the result, he was given result for the mayor in favor of the mayor. What makes him think that when he get the office, he will be fair? So the perception endangers the peace of the elections. The perception questions the integrity of the election results. So it's not about education, it's not about experience, it's about integrity and what the Constitution was looking to see when it says that let the Election Commission be autonomous. When they say let the Election Commission be autonomous, the country is not only just saying let me make sure nobody interfere with the Election Commission, but it's also suggesting that whoever is going there should not be compromised or seem to be compromised. And the fact that he seemed to be compromised, just the perception alone, the optics should not allow his office or should not allow him to be confirmed. He shouldn't be confirmed. And I will say this again to the senators, please don't confirm this man. To confirm this man is to put our elections in 2029 in jeopardy. Put our elections in 2029 in jeopardy. Now, before I go to our next topic, jurors investigation, informal Minister Tuer trial. Let me show you again a little bit of our ANC kids.
For better future, support the Sakuni.
Now, let's come to the issue that had to do with jurors investigation. So, those are where we left off. We left off where the judge who sat over Samuel Tuer case received reports from 3 of the jurors, from the 15-member juror, said, listen, somebody tampered with us. But they didn't come out until after 2 weeks when the judge had dismissed him and said, your job is finished. What constitutes the juror's job being finished? The jurors are communicated to and they are asked to come and be a part of the trial. Multiple jurors. Jurors are citizens, ordinary citizens in the community. Citizens who, for that matter, are close to those who are that become to be case they're going to be adjudicated, which means Samuel Tuer, when I say close to Samuel Tuer, meaning of the same maybe knowledge. If Samuel Tuer are economists, maybe they'll get some financial knowledge and things like that. Maybe Samuel Tuer get PhD or data degree or master degree, or bring somebody who get a similar degree, so that at that place where you can understand what the people are talking about, you can know what they're going through, so you know how to make a decision, right? So they will write several people and say, you come to see if they can serve on the jurors. People with good standing in the society, good record. The judge, the lawyers on both sides, Samuel Tuer lawyer, the government, the solicitor general, or fire on the other side, they will sit down with the judge present. They will pick from among the plenty people the judge will invite. Or you ask you some question when they set up for the question, say, Judge, I picked that other person. He said, okay, cancel. Yeah, they do that until they pick 15. Out of the 15, when the trial is happening, only 12 can sit down to hear the trial, to hear the case when the case is going on. The other 3 that make them the 12, 15, they are standby people. Just in case somebody, the 12 maybe got sick, or God forbid somebody died, or something happened, they can continue. Then that standby 3, one person can replace the one that moved on the 12. So if 3 drop on the 12 because of sickness or other thing, then other 3 will join it to keep it at 12. At the end of the trial, the 12 that sat on the case, when the case is finally argued, and they say argue me, but the lawyer from us 2 sides come with the argument, the other person can't argue, the other person can't, oh, they man guilty. This is the reason why they man guilty. The other person can't, no, they man not guilty. This is the reason why they man not guilty. The other man say, okay, I guess I have to prove they man guilty. I get witness. The other man say, okay, I get my own witness too. They question each other witness. When they finish doing all the kind of things, when they finish arguing, they come back, they do what they call closing statement. The other man say, okay, I close jurors rather. There's a reason why you should let my man go. The other man can say, no, there's a reason why you made a man, find a man guilty. When they finish doing all of that, the guys will go in the room, they will go argue among themselves. The 12 men, they will go and discuss among themselves. Then they come to a conclusion. When they come to a conclusion, they'll come into the court. Then the judge asks them, y'all not reach your decision? They will say yes or they will say no. If they say no, the judge will say, yeah, go back again. They will do it until they come and say, yeah, get a decision. Say, yeah, we'll get it. When you finally say they get a decision now, they will give it to the judge. Judge will look at it and give it to the clerk in the court to read it. So they were reading and say, okay, the judge will say, okay, there's the situation. The situation here is this. The other man, blah, 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 guilty. The other man, blah, 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 you're not guilty. Right? The Liberian we're talking about, so I put Liberian way. So when the judge have done that, the judge will say, I finished reading your ruling, your poem. 4 men is the head of the 12 men. You agree that everything else say that the correct response? Yes. You agree that everything else say that the correct response is coming from your? Yes. Coming from your? Yes. Coming from your? Yes. When the judge finish accepting the report and you agree, everybody hear the report, the judge says, okay, based on what we finish getting from the report, you're free. You ain't on no more, you can go home. Your job finished. So, in Samuel 12 case, and the other people with Samuel 12 is my focus because he's a me man behind. The guy didn't say, you know what happened, Samuel 12, you're not guilty. On all the things they post say you did, you know what they did. And the reason why they said that is because even though they said you were the one in charge of money and you were the one who signed check for people to go get the money, we don't see anything that show that you ate the money. That the money stay with you. Yeah, the money went to somebody, but the money did not stay with you. Because we see how the money stay with you, so we can't hold you responsible for the money. So because we cannot hold you responsible for the money, you are not guilty. So Samuel 12 left. Unity Party, government official, then everybody but they are not satisfied with the results of the case. The 3 people who said Samuel 12 were guilty, but the balance 8 friends who said he was not guilty, the majority win the 3 people. So the 3 people who said Samuel 12 were guilty, they were not satisfied again. They came out of the court and said, you know what happened, Judge? After 2 weeks, they came and said, Judge, you know what happened? They put temple with us. So here's the argument. The judge called all of them back, even though they were no longer under the court's jurisdiction, which means they were no longer under the court order. The judge called them back and said, you come, and the judge locked them in the room, and he said he's investigating them. So Samuel 12 lawyer, Councilor Arthur Johnson, went to the Supreme Court and said, you know what happened? Justice Cabal put stop to that investigation that's going on because the guys are no longer under the court authority. If anything, anybody say that they're wrong was doing their duty in the court, let them investigate them. When they find them guilty, it's a felony. Prosecute them based on the verdict of their prosecution. Now you can come after other people and blah 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 and do what you want to do. So Cabal said, no, the judge should continue with the investigation. So he denied Arthur Johnson appeal a prohibition to say put a stop to the investigation. He said the investigation should go on, but this time around, it shouldn't go on in secret the way they're doing it now. They should do it in open. So now I have not seen or heard any information on how that open investigation is going on. Because before Justice Cabal made that ruling for the investigation to continue, but in open, in public, before that he made a ruling. The people they didn't have lawyer with them, not that we know of. The defense lawyers that try to intervene, who had interest in the situation, were not allowed to be there. So they were just doing everything behind closed doors. Again, it gives room for speculation. It gives room for doubts. It gives room for public opinion, public mistrust in the public opinion. So that's what we are. And I think that, yes, somebody will ask me and say, but Dak, like the PSC, is it fair that the government shouldn't look into the case of juror tampering? I say, look, it is good to look in the case of juror tampering because it will make our court system better. Meaning mistakes that was made can be corrected. Any error that was there that happened, it can be fixed. People can be prosecuted for not obeying the rules of the court. I agree 100%. But should it be done the way that it was done or it's being done now? I say no. I'm saying those guys should be turned over to the National Police, who was responsible for investigation of any crime committed, criminal offense in the country. Let the National Police do the investigation, submit their reports, and then from that, the court can either take seize of the matter when they are charged to court and prosecute them separately. That's a whole separate case. And then the findings from that prosecution can inform what other case that the judge is concerned about. Other than that, I don't think they are proceeding well. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you why I'm concerned about it. At the end of the day, there's something in the Constitution that says this, right? That all persons, no matter who you are innocent until you are proven guilty, no matter your crime, no matter what crime they accuse you of. Even if you saw somebody holding gun and shooting the person, bam! The Constitution said that person who shot the person, they are innocent until they are proven guilty, right? But the point that is concerning here is that the Constitution also said that that person is considered innocent until proven guilty. They are entitled to lawyers, and they are not to be interrogated outside of their lawyers, so that any information you take from them outside of their lawyer, their legal counsel, because they are not advised of their rights, those information, they are not admissible in the court of law. So when you go and deal with the jurors outside of the legal process, wherein instead of you giving it to the Liberian National Police to read them their rights, allow them to have access to lawyer, investigate them properly, and then take note of the testimonies and then charge them to court if they get reason to charge them to court, it's possible majority of what the judge will have in the back door conversation cannot be admissible in court, and the judge is supposed to know that because he's a judge. I'll skip that. Let's go to the next point. Another area that brought my attention, I want to go to, is the issue of Liberia and the issue of Liberia and the issue of with data protection. So there are a couple of things with data protection. So in other countries, in developed countries, they got certain keywords. They got keywords like data security, data sovereignty, theft of data, data seal. Those 4 words are the only 4 words I will discuss. Just to throw light on this, then I'll move on to my last topic and close the show. Data security. Data security means when you say, like for example, the National Identification Registry, NIR in Liberia, saying they're doing people, how you call it, national identification card, and they will assign you a biometric identification wherein you can use it for banking, you can use it for travel, you can use it for different things, like when you're doing your passport, elections, and other kind of things, registering for elections. They will use all of those information for those major national economic and security issues, right? Now let's leave it at that. But there's my argument. Data security is of such that people are always concerned when it comes to data security as to who should have access to a nation's and its people's data. Because so many things can be, so for example, if you say you gave me certain unique biometric identification, if somebody steals my biometric identification, there's something called what they call identity theft. The person can use my information and transact business in my name and damage my name and damage me to the extent that before I can even go to correct it, the damage is already done. The harm is already done. What are some of the harm I'm talking about? People in the great United States of America, where I'm sitting right now, other great European countries, people have had their whole bank account empty because somebody stole their identity, their biometric identity. Somebody stole it and used it against them. People have had their committed crime in their names, using their identity. So when you're discussing about data, when it has to do with biometrics, it has to do with national identification, it is important for the country to know that there has to be strong data protection laws before you can make the data of the Liberian people accessible to third party. Third party means outsiders, whether a foreigner or an in-country. So where are we storing the data? Majority of the data in the developed world are stored what they call in the cloud. Some of them on data farms. Some of the data farms are kept by major companies who respect certain rules and laws that if they violate it, the big major government will come on them and they will find them and they will deal with them seriously. Can Liberia have those same things done if our data is, take me for instance, right? I go to Liberia, do my identification card, I get my passport, everything there. Say for instance, somebody went and hacked my information or took my information, my identity, and assumed my identity. Travel in my name, conduct business in my name, do things in my name, And then I'm sitting here in America. By the time I go get my Liberian passport to the airport, JFK airport, I say, well, I'm going to Liberia to go visit. By the time they put my passport there, bam, Interpol flag it. They arrest me, put me in handcuff. I own CNN, I own CBS News. I'm on focus on Africa. All Liberian men arrested for social crime. Came into jail. When they go find out, no, that's not the man here. The person who read it did it here. It's different from them because the man was in America from this time to this time. The person who did the crime here did the crime while you're in Europe. The man had not left America to go to Europe a few times. So at the time the crime happened, he was not in Europe. So it cannot be him. But by that time, my knee damaged, my job damaged, I'm inconvenient. A lot of things are going wrong. So it's not that simple to say, it's just about giving it a certain company. No, Liberia should be able to protect the data of the citizens. And that goes for the national identification card, the passport, that goes for even the vehicle registration we're talking about, because they also will interact with major identification markers, personal identification information. Right? So we need to be very careful with these things. Very careful. It's not simple. I heard the statement from the NIR, the National Identification Registry. The Liberia herself will manage the database, even though the Australian company will be involved with the process to give us technical. Even if the Australian company come and give it, the Australian company cannot give you technical training and then Liberians themselves manage the database. Right? So why you can bring a company to provide technical training? Liberia manage its own database. Why would you bring foreigners? Even if you want to contract certain major component of our national identification information, why don't you give it to a Liberian company instead? I'm not saying Liberian company cannot do something wrong, but I prefer that to happen than for a foreigner to do that. Should wrong happen in any case? No. But there's gross negligence to just take and give it to foreigners, because the foreigners, first of all, the foreigners that you're talking about, they have foreign interests. Very strong foreign interests. Very strong foreign interests. So these are the things we're concerned about. The same thing with the medical transaction, with laboratories and our biometric data. Right? Our biometric data, biodata rather. Biodata, we got pathogens and other kind of thing there. Your lab tests and things to be shared with America, because America come to get a contract with Liberia to help you with your health medical record. You think America like you or interested in you so much that they love you so much they took USAID from you, closed down all the major spend in healthcare, education, and other places. They took all the money from you. So you think they like you so much, and they can't say the only thing we like you so much about is to kind of hold your health data? Oh, we like you so much, but we took the Honor 5 free healthcare support from you. We took it from JFK. We took the free healthcare Honor 5 donation to the USAID. We took it from you, but we like you. Oh yeah, we took the supply chain of drugs across the country was also funded by USAID. Oh, we took the money from you, but yeah, we still like you, right? In other areas, in other Liberians that we employ and we are working for, but we took everything in one night. We just took everything from you, but we like you. Then we come back to you and say, we like you so much. We took all the other important things for you. Your children can stay sick, no problem. Your education program could go down the drain, no problem. Everything else can go down the drain, no problem. But the only thing we want from you, we like you so much. We want to come be in partnership with you to get all your disease records, all your people lab records, so we can do our fixed vaccine, so we can know what's going on in the country with the health of the Liberian people, so we can do what else with the Liberian people bio information. Can you imagine that? Do you know why when you go into the embassy to get your visa, they will tell you to go do lab tests? Have you thought about it? Have you ever asked yourself why when you go to the embassy and say, oh, I went DVO, or I bought a child and say go do lab tests, and the lab test money more than the visa money, and the lab test money more than the visa money. It's compulsory you must do that lab test. So you're trying to say that they like you so much. They tell you say your children Honor 5 support are giving you for children to go to hospital for free. Honor 5 and go to hospital for free. They took the money from you. They were managing all the drug supply chain or going to the rural community, to the interior, and they took all that money for you. Your supply chain broke down for drugs across the country. That whole supply chain broke down. The money they put in education, they took all for you, it broke down. Then they said, we like you so much now. We like you so much. We'll come in now only to show you how much we like you. Give all your sickness information from your people. Give it to us. We won't have our eyeball on it. We want to see what kind of sickness you're getting here. We want to see how, seriously? So in other words, you're telling me, before that you will tell you, say, when you come into the embassy, bring your lab test. But this time around, they can just go in the computer and just put the national, the NIR, the guy who's doing the biometric database, or they finna get you online. You in database that foreigner got control over. You get your foreigner document for the transport ministry to foreigner again. You already got that one too also. Then you turn and get your health data to report. Already got on. Everything about Liberian put in foreigner hands. You can do your fake lab test. You go to the American embassy. The first thing they'll tell you, say, sorry, we don't believe in the lab result. Well, you didn't tell us you get HIV and AIDS. We know that you have HIV and AIDS. Oh, but how you might not know? How you might not know? We control your health record. We control your health record. Even Joseph Barker and say, well, you can't in America. He said, oh, I can't go do my medical in America. America law so strong. No hospital in America yet will take President Barker health record and give it to the American government. They will not do it. For them to take President Barker health record from here and give it to the American government or to the embassy, whatever cases, they got to go through the courts. They got to go through the court for that to happen. But mind you, if President Barker health record is in any jail, is in JFK, ERA hospital, anything, or Phoebe, or Redemption Hospital, wherever they lab test, a quick way lab test, and then the American people get a whole database under control. President Barker will be, so the president going to America, so Mr. President, sorry, you can come to America, but you stay in a plane and transact business right to the RIA airport in a secure location. Why? Because you get infectious disease, and we don't want it to pass to our people. But it's diplomatic. We can't put it on air, but we just tell you in private. I just give you extreme case scenario. But for the ordinary people, they'll just tell you, say, sorry, we cannot give you, we cannot approve your visa. They will not tell you, say, we'll finish looking at your health record. They'll say, well, sorry, we cannot approve your visa. Because they see you got some kind of health condition that they believe is not conducive for you to be in the country. You see what they can tell you, say, go do your lab test, your test you can't do and carry it to the embassy. They will not be looking at, because they already get access to your whole information. That's why Ghana kick again, they kick it out. Kenya kick it out. Other Rwanda kick it out. They all kick it out. Say, no, you're asking too much. Asking too much. All right. So that makes it, I just wanted to bring that perspective in there. I'm not saying the American government will go and misuse our data, but I'm saying those are the possibilities. And I want to be on record for that. I'm not saying the American government will go and abuse our national data. No, but those are the possibilities. Those are the possibilities. And let me tell you something, when it comes to politics and national interest and national security issues and things, our country has the right to protect themselves by all means necessary. All countries got the right to protect themselves by all means necessary. If America has to violate your health data, violate your security data, violate your whatever data you get, any other country in the world will have to violate it. They will violate it because you know what I mean? Their security comes first over Liberia. And Liberia is the only one that's going to be able to protect its own security. That's why I'm talking about data sovereignty. Every nation ensures their data sovereignty. Data sovereignty means the country has control over its own data, its own information, because the information can be sold, can be abused, can be misused. So the country wants to hold it. It can be sold, abused, used. So the country wants to hold it. Strong laws, strong protection, strong safety over its citizens' data. But no, Liberia will jump all through the window for small change. Soon they tell you about small money. Look, you rather throw your country money out the window. So let's wrap this thing up. So as we try to wrap this thing up, the last point I want to bring to your attention, then we'll close here, is that, look, my people, when President Barker gave a directive and say, we'll reduce foreign travel, then at the same time we hear that they're paying $100,000 every month, $300,000 every 3 months to a multi-millionaire company in America to talk, sweet talk for them. What they call it lobby, sweet talk for them. It's disturbing. It's disturbing because there are places we can use that kind of money. Because first of all, the people telling you, look, that there are no free money coming again to any country outside America. They say we get anybody free money again. Somebody will say, but it's not just about free money. So if it's not about free money, then what is it about? When you see people lobbying, there are reasons why they can lobby. Now, I would tell this to Liberian people. Lobbying is not bad, but let me tell you why people can lobby. Sometimes when people lobby, there is more when Ellen Johnson came to power, we had $3 billion debt hanging on our head. She lobbied, used lobbying firm, addition to what we did with World Bank and IMF to get that $3 million debt erased. People can do lobbying for that. So you see the payoff. People can also lobby when they want, maybe there's a policy that's already being made in Washington, D.C. in America, or law that's about to be passed that they believe will affect Liberia. Then you go and you pay somebody to go, and tough for you. So when there's a lot of put countries on sanction list, then they take your need from there. Your country needs from there. If they want to do certain things to certain nations, they remove your need from there. People can do those kind of things, right? So my concern here is that what is it that our government think they're doing wrong that they got to lobby? That our normal diplomatic channels cannot negotiate. Our normal diplomatic channel cannot negotiate that they got to lobby. Think about it. Because we already got embassy here, we got UN ambassador, we got Liberian ambassadors here, we got UN ambassador here. Our foreign minister can come and go anytime she wants to go. We have telephone, we can call the American government official who want to get diplomatic ties open. American ambassador in Liberia. The ties are open, the doors and the diplomatic channels are open. We can interact if we want to interact with the American government. Why are we worried to the extent that we want to pay somebody $100,000 every month for 1 year? When now $100,000, if we can just pick one bad schools in each rural community that we can see on Facebook. Okay, we saw that bad school here leaking. Let's say $100,000 go face that one there. Bingo, that one done. We saw another rural school on that side that competed in deplorable condition. Let's say another $100,000 again and face it. Oh, look at LU down. No proper library, no proper laboratory. Let's bring LU up to standard. More than LU. Spend the money there. You spend the money in America here behind millionaires. And what kind of a leadership is that? Is lobbying wrong? No, but lobbying is wrong for Liberia at this time. You cannot be saying you're cutting down travel expenses. You shouldn't travel too much because Liberia got a lot of competing priorities. Then you're spending money on lobbying for what? What are you lobbying for? What is it they're going to get from America right now? So, quote unquote, right now. What are you going to get from America right now, quote unquote, that you spend $100,000 every month that you won't get from America, that you will spend $100,000 every month that you want to get from America, you will spend $100,000 every month to somebody to go talk for you. Talk for you for what? What do you want from there? That's the question. What is it that you want from there? What does Liberia want from America now that you will spend $100,000 to somebody every month to say, go talk for me? What are they talking for you on? Is there something going on that we don't know? Well, that's how I bring it to an end on the Primetime Conversation. I'm Dr. Pearson, Clarence Pearson. And it has been a pleasure being on your radio, your television tonight on Primetime Conversation at LIB FutureTV. We apologize. We couldn't be on Kia Radio 95.9. They are going through routine maintenance. And so by next week, we'll be online. Sorry to our viewers who normally will participate locally in Liberia and win themselves scratch cards by calling in. We couldn't have done that today. We want to say sorry for that. We want to say, look for us again. Next week, we'll be here. Same time, same station, same channel, same Facebook places that you can find us. Look for us. Look for me on my page. Look for me on the different areas. And look, and let us do this thing. Let us be a part of the conversation in Liberia. And trust me, Liberia is going to get there only if we, as Liberians, are honest with ourselves. we have to be honest about it. You tell Liberian people what they say that we're doing. Because at the end of the day, Liberia is all we have. It's a pleasure.
When the voices of the people start to rise, you can see the truth within their eyes. Too many years of struggle and pain, still the people dancing in the rain. But hope is growing in the land tonight, a new vision coming into sight. A servant leader walking with the crowd, speaking truth, humble but proud. This is prime time conversation, talking about the nation's transformation. From the villages to the city life, Liberia searching for what is right. Education for every girl and boy, healthcare bringing hope and joy. A stronger future we take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Coming from the field, waiting for the take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
For everyone, a new chapter